Fishing is fun, but hooking is the only way. We're gonna show you how to catch some fish today.
So hey guys, this is a report for August 10th, and just to let you guys know who I am, I've been in the fishing industry for over 30 years, and I get a lot of my information from top-notch guides, friends, customers, and me on the water 3 or 4 times a week. So all my reports are current, and you should be able to watch them on Wednesday and go out there on Saturday and catch them. So I do 2 videos a week. Monday is a teaching video, and Wednesday is the report, what's going on locally around in our area. Hey guys, if you want to hear a live report every Saturday at around 6:40 a.m. on the California Sportsmans radio show with Sep Sanderson on 1140 on the AM dial. I'm on live, and I do a report every Saturday morning. So every first Saturday of the month, I'm a host in the studio on the California Sportsmans radio show on 1140 a.m. with Seps and Kent Brown. And we talk to all the local guides, and we let you know what's hot, what not. We go from the ocean, we talk to Dave Hurley, we talk to a lot of guys. We go all the way up north, all the way to Eagle Lake. So if you want to hear current information, listen to us on Saturday morning on your way fishing. So let's get on with this report. What's going on hot right now is kokanee fishing. The fish is starting to get to that time of the year when they're going to start making their way up in the major arms to start getting ready to spawn. So one of the ways you can really tell is they start, especially the males, when you start catching them, they'll have a little hook nose and they're going to turn a little red. But the meat's still really good. So right now, I think one of the lakes that's coming to is berryessa. There's some nice fish being caught. You have to fish deep. You have to fish probably 70 to 80 feet and make sure you're really close to the bottom. Now when you start fishing that deep, I don't care what kind of fish you're going after, the light is really dark, so there's not a lot of light down there. So switch over to your darker colors. Try green, purple, get away from the pink. So go to the darker colors. Another lake, Pardee. Big Al was up there, and he caught some nice ones up there. I was up there a month ago, and I was only catching little peanuts, but he had some nice fish. New Melones is good too. But the problem with Melones is launching. So if you got a real big boat, you might have a little difficulty getting your boat in the water. Stampede, still really good. 80 feet over by the dam. Limits are rural, pretty easy, and they're 16 to 18 inch fish. So kokanee is something that, you got about another month, and then that'll end. So I have 2 videos that I did on kokanee fishing, so you need to watch them, and you'll actually learn a lot about how I do it as far as leader length behind the dodger and then your setback, and even how to check your boat and see if it's hot or not. So watch this, go back and look and watch those videos. Trout fishing. The Sierras, I heard, they're catching a lot of fish up in the Sierras. The Motherlode Lakes are starting to slow down a little bit, but they're still planning, I heard, in Pardee and probably Comanche, so you could probably still go up there and catch trout. And speedy shiners is probably one of the best baits to use, and make sure you're going about 2.5 to 3 miles an hour. So other things that are going on as far as freshwater, bass is red hot. You're going to watch my frog video that I did last week, and we put a bunch of frogfish in the water. Had some very nice sized frogfish. Been out doing a lot of punching, been catching a lot of fish on punch baits.
20-mile-an-hour winds, got 1 on Senko, 1 on punching. Gonna let these beauties go. You wanna go? Big boy wants to go too.
Swoosh him around.
Really wanted to go.
Basically, if you hit the tide right, you could catch them Senkos, you can get them on chatterbaits, spinner baits. I mean, it's just the bite is just on right now. The lakes are good. Folsom kind of slowed up because they're releasing so much water. And one of the clues is whenever you get a lake that's falling that fast, fishing gets tough because the fish will go out and suspend and they're very hard to catch. So just remember, rising lake, fish go to the bank and they're easy to catch. Falling, they move offshore and they suspend and they don't bite. So just remember that and you'll catch a lot of fish when it's needed. So watch for lakes that are dumping a lot of water. Berryessa has been good. Paganelli's been up there and that's one of his go-to lakes. Top water, drop shotting, 25 feet of water, and he's catching fish. Go back and watch my perch video I did at Berryessa. I did it about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Plentiful, ton of them. Kids are still on vacation, take them out there. Sacramento River, salmon fishing. It slowed up a little bit because that big push of fish that came up early that was hanging around the mouth of the American River because of the temperature drop was so radical compared to Sac. The Sac's 77, 78, and over there on the mouth of America is 64. So those fish will hold up there and they'll actually settle down for a couple of days before they moved on. But I heard opening day up north in the Sacramento River, the dredger hole up there, the barge hole, they slaughtered them. I mean, the limits were a rule. All the guys were up there. Everybody was being really nice and they actually left room for each other and everybody caught fish. So the fish that I think they were at the mouth of American in 1 week made it all the way up there already. So the salmon are going to come in. They're still catching a bunch of them out in the ocean. Ocean salmon right now, the hottest place is north of Bodega Bay up by Fort Ross. Get out in about 250 feet and the fish are really good quality size. And they've been catching a lot of them, trolling tray bait. Anchovies are hard to get, so if you can find them, I would pick them up. Herring also works really good, and the other lures are working are purple hoochies, 5-inch hoochie, and the baits that go like the apexes in the watermelon. That's another hot color. They are catching a lot of them. Guy Accardo was over at Pacifica the other day. He caught a nice one. They caught quite a few. So they're all outside our coastline, and they're going to start moving in. As the weather gets a little colder, they'll start pushing in. So it should be a very good season in the river here coming up real soon. Halibut, North Bar, red hot, 30 to 40 feet. Nobody's fishing them. Drift live anchovies, and they're catching the heck out of them. A lot of 30-pounders are being caught out there. So the North Bar, when weather permits, is a good place. And inside the bay, they're catching a ton of halibut still. But you have to weed through, the non-keeper size. But you could get easy limits inside the bay. Tamales, I heard there's no bait fish in there. It's been a little bit tough, and the halibut haven't moved in there yet. So saltwater, albacore. We're at Fort Bragg. If you watch the water temp, 58 degrees, it pushed in about maybe 8-10 miles offshore at Fort Bragg. The first week, the guys that were able to get out there were slaughtering them, and they were catching 20 to 30 per boat, and the fish were good grade. They were like 12 to 30 pounders. But a week went by. I have 3 friends that all went up there Sunday, and one out of 3 friends of mine, one guy got 1, the other 2 blanked. So the fish, you're gonna have to watch for the reports before you want to make that long drive. So back home, stripers, they're still down in the Delta. There's a lot of fish being caught. Friends of mine have been doing really good around Liberty, all the way out to Collinsville. There hasn't been a lot of them at the rock pile in the bay, which tells me that they're still inside. And the water temperatures have cooled down. A couple weeks ago it was 77 here up north, and now it's only 70 degrees. So it might keep the stripers in here for a little bit longer. 5-inch swim baits in white seem to work the best, and they've been catching them on S-wavers. So the bone S-waver has been really good too. So the stripers are in the system. I've been catching some, pretty regularly, just fooling around while I'm bass fishing. We were up at the mouth of American salmon fishing, and we went up the American a little ways, and that day we ended up catching 6 stripers. We caught our limits, and they were all about 5-6 pounds. So there's a lot of stripers in the system. So my tackle tip for this week is something that you guys have been writing to me. But when you put your dodger, when you're ocean fishing, onto your downrigger, there's two ways of doing it. One way is you could take the dodger and clip it right onto the back hook of the weight, and then your leader to your anchovy or herring or whatever you're trolling. That's one way. I like to put it behind the ball. So I'll run like maybe a foot of heavy line, like 50 or 60 pound test, and then I'll put it on a snap, and then I'll put my dodger or my spinning flasher or whatever, and then 3-foot leader to my tray bait, to my anchovy or herring. So there's two ways, on the ball and then back behind the ball. And I've caught more with it behind the ball instead of right on the ball. So that's your tackle tip for the week. I hope you liked the video, and please subscribe because it'll help my channel out a lot. If you leave me a comment, I usually get back to you within 2 or 3 days. So if you like the content that's in the video, please hit the like. That way there I'll know that you're enjoying it, and I know that I'm doing it for what you want to hear and information that you're getting from these videos. So thank you very much, and I'll see you next week.
Fishing is fun, but hooking is the only way. We're gonna show you how to catch some fish today.